was commanding all various crew members as they prepare to tackle the next major order. Kira, John. He turned, and she gasped, looking at his right arm bandaged and covered in metallic bricks. She walked up to him and grasped his arm. Kira, John, your arm. John, a small price to pay for it. Once, you need to be in a hospital bed. John, no time once. The automaton had returned and they are back in Mass. He showed the map. Weiss. That's Atlas. John. The Ministry of Truth hypothesized the automatons had been laying dormant in frozen wastes for a very long time. Ever since MALEVELON, they have started coming online. It all started when we intercepted a signal coming from MALEVELON. The nature of the signal is unknown until today. So, what are you going to do now? Especially in your position. John, Intel has begged for super Earth assistance, and the Ministry of Offense has given us the green light. The bulk of the Helldivers, including Sergeant Newcomer, Petty Officer Vasilios, and Private Super First Class Caboose, will take on the automaton forces in Mantle. Carden and a company of Helldivers will help secure Vale. Lastly, I, and whatever Helldivers I can scrounge up, will retake the creek for the final time. Young. Why fight for that shitty creek? You guys paid more than enough. John. Young. Vale is in chaos and is in no shape to take on an army. The automatons plan on taking the whole continent of Sanus. If we don't stop them, here we'll be fighting for 2 continents. Young couldn't protest if the machines were really aiming for that patch would be in their warpath. Kira, John, your condition? Dude. Sir, we are only able to muster 4 squads from the level on John, only 16 Helldivers. I wished for at least 50, but that was just wishful thinking. No rest for the war. Blake stepped forward. Blake, can we do anything else? The others were surprised at her volunteering. John, I can't risk a student without proper training against these things. Blake, I have extensive field experience in guerrilla tactics and basic and advanced whirlwind survival, espionage, and sabotage. John, you look specific and peculiar set of skills. Alright, welcome to the Helldivers. Proceed to the quartermaster for uniform and then to the armory and select your weapon class. Meet me at the end of the Hellpod launch pads. Nora, Ren. Nora, what John needs are disciplined soldiers, not loose cannons. Weiss, I hate to say it when it comes to Warzone's arc outranks all of us. Ruby was worried as she wasn't allowed to join too. Blake was given SC-34 Infiltrator light armor along with the LOS 16 sickle. Loadout Eagle air strikes and 500 kilograms with an orbital rail cannon and the Patriot Walker. She then joins John, who has selected FS-55 Devastator heavy armor with another LOS 16 sickle. Loadout Eagle 500 kilograms, jump pack, recoilless rifle, and the Patriot Walker. Young. Manny 2 looks decked out. Blake. We need all the firepower, young. We're going up against a superior. John. Don't wait up. Keeping up the crew in any way it would be greatly appreciated. They all discuss about what they're going to do as the alert has been broadcast. John. Alright, Blake, you watch my back operations. Blake nods as they move to deployment positions. Kira. John, try not to hurt yourself. John. I can't promise that. Kira. Don't die. John. I'll do my best. Ruby, you promise to come back? John nods at her as the Helldivers start to die. John. So are you too late? Ruby, AC player. No. John. Meanwhile, MALEVELON airspace. What the Helldivers didn't know the automatons created a countermeasure to the broadcasts. The scrambler interfered with their global positioning and caused all the divers to miss their assigned drop zones. Blake was separated along with the other squads. The automatons pressed their advantage, but the Helldivers proved them wrong with the new technologies that the Super Earth forces are now carrying. Blake used her special skills to avoid detection and try to regroup with the others. She detected the sound of battle and went to support the other divers. After a few engagements, they were able to get some of the divers together. But the automatons were now throwing all they have towards them. That is until Latest thought the rest. John emerged above the hills and looked down at the socialist automatons. John. Creek is OURS. He opens fire on the soulless machines as he went on a rampage and the rest of the divers track down the remaining fabricators and destroy the automaton's ability to release the Malevolon. Blake led the team using her tracking skills, finding where the enemy controls are being deployed. The divers thanked Blake as she was a godsend to them. She just awkwardly accepted the praise as they heard massive amounts of explosions as they found the commander calling in all the support they had. Helldiver, the Eagles are coming. They looked up to see Eagle 1 on her usual bombing pace. Eagle 1, alright, you robot assholes. Up yours. She screams as she drops an airstrike on the heavy automaton units. They saw John hop to the wall and began throwing the scrappings. 380mm and 120mm with Gatling orbital barrages came down upon the machine's heads. Blake rejoins John, who has now rallied every diver who made it, and miraculously everyone survived thanks to Blake. And some were saved thanks to John, as he unveiled Super Earth's most potent weapon. An ICBM was launched a few miles away from them as it hits MT Glen, reducing it to a small note. The resulting shockwave and EMP destroyed nearly half the automaton forces they were facing. John looked at the explosion as it reflected in his visor. John and Blake fought together and revealed their trump card with Patriot exosuitwalkers. The two worked in tandem, taking down multiple cannon turrets before they kill any of the divers following. Some of the divers used the newly adopted dump assault packs and landed into the enemy's ranks and attacked relentlessly. After all their ammunition was expended, John and Blake abandoned their moves and continued to lead the divers to a victory. As they advanced, John was cut off as many dropped ships ambushed them and deployed around the targeted leader. Blake, John. He was hiding behind a rock trying to pick off the advancing enemies, but the volley of laser fire was too much. He was blown out of his cover by grenades and rockets. He got back up and replied with his own grenade volley and laser fire. The divers joined him at his side to back up. John, broken arrow. Blake nods as she relays the order. Then a massive bombing campaign and artillery barrage reduced the attacking force down to scrap. The Helldivers cheer as the automatons finally were wiped out from Malevelon. Malevelon was now fully under Super Earth control. It took them 1 hour this time to retake the creek with 0 casualties. Hell Dive achievement unlocked. John called in an extraction as everyone got back and was exhausted, but they received grave news. The Solitas line was being hammered as calls for reinforcements was sent out. Static. Sun. ZZT, this is SG, asterisk, ZT, asterisk, Recon. Of Solitas, asterisk, crackle, asterisk, first wave. Was catastrophic. Casualties. Asterisk, ZZZ, asterisk, too many. John looked to his Helldivers as they all nodded as they gained their relative. John, Pelican 1, sir. John, make way to Solitas. He nods as he punches it towards Solitas. The SES, Wings of Freedom, followed suit. The battle for Mistral, Vale, and Malevelon is over. Now the battle for Solitas has begun.